Welcome everyone to our Tower Garden Zoom call tonight. I hope that you can take some information away from this that will be helpful. I'm Barb Kunst. I'm a National Marketing Director with the Juice Plus Company, and I just would love to share information about this amazing product with you. So with Juice Plus, we actually have 3 doors to health. And the first door is our Juice Plus capsules and our chews, which is a foundational micronutrients. And for sure, our base foundation that we need to have always. And for our second door, it's the Juice Plus Complete and the bars, which are macronutrients. And they are simple, on the go, easy to take with us snacks and protein drinks. So we're very fortunate to have those. And our third door is our Tower Garden. And the Tower Garden is so exciting. It's such an exciting addition to our Juice Plus family of products, for sure. I just absolutely love it. I loved it when it first came, and I still love it. It's awesome. So it's an aeroponic tower garden, and it takes a space of about 3 feet by 5 feet. So it fits on a patio, or it fits on a balcony, or in the corner of a house. It doesn't take up much room, and I had mine in my kitchen all winter. And I have it on just outside the door outside. So it was developed by Tim Blank, and he worked at the Epcot Center in the Land of the Living. So how cool is that? He worked with NASA, and for him to bring this to our world of growing is amazing, because there's a lot of countries that do not have the land to be able to grow all the products they need for their countries. And so we are so fortunate where we are, and sometimes with the water shortages and everything, this takes less water. So it's a win-win for everyone, for sure. So it's basically a plug and grow unit. This system includes everything that you see in this picture, everything that you need to get started growing. And there are a few accessories as well, but this comes with the pumps, all the timers, the pH kits, the little starter kit. It comes with seeds. It comes with everything you need to get going. These are some of the accessories, the items that I suggest that people get. It just makes life easy, right? The dolly is so that you can move your tower garden around more easily. And the tomato cage is what actually supports the lights if you buy the lights. And the tomato cage also supports your plants as well. And the other thing that you quite often will run out of is rock wool. And that is something that you need to replace when you plant new seeds. So I always suggest that possibly that's something to get with the accessories as well. So it's a really easy setup. There's videos online for everything that you need to know to set up this garden. And you can actually grow it indoors with the grow lights during the winter. So you can see these ones, there's 2 on the right-hand side, and these were side by side in someone's kitchen. And the one on the left, I believe, was in my kitchen earlier, I think. Or you can grow them outside. And these ones grew. The Alberta sunshine does amazing. Mine was actually on the east side of the house, so it got the morning sun up until about lunchtime, and then it was under the eaves, and so it didn't get that bright sunshine anymore. But they still did amazing. So those are a couple of mine that I have grown outside. So there is no soil, so there's no weeds, which is a blessing. We don't have to go out and weed. So basically, once you've planted your tower garden, there's not a lot of upkeep for it. So there's no weeds. All the seeds are grown in rock wool and with a little bit of vermiculite on top, which also comes with the system. You can see where I've planted some of the seeds, and the little vermiculite is sitting on the top, and I have them planted in the little tray. Now, once those seeds have come up and they've sprouted, they're ready actually to place right into your tower garden. And the tower garden actually waters itself. So once you've planted your seeds, you've got them into your tower garden, everything's growing, there is nothing else that you need to do except keep the water level up, keep the nutrients in it, and harvest your produce. So there was a couple things I wanted to go over though. The tower garden, like I said, waters itself. We set the water to run 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off, and we set them on this timer, and then the timer is set to timer. The water recycles up through the tower and it rains on the roots. So it stops for 15 minutes so the roots can get all the oxygen. And on this picture, you will notice that every second pin is pushed out and the other's pushed in. So that's how we set our timers. Now, in the instructions, it will also say that have it in the wintertime to have it 15 minutes on and 45 minutes off. And for me, I've always done the 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off, because I do find that in our drying heat in our houses that it doesn't quite keep them watered well enough in the wintertime. But some people have done it and it's worked very well for them. Personally, I do 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off all year round. And if you have it set on your timer, this will continue throughout the day and night. So 24 hours a day. So you do not unplug anything. You keep it plugged in and the timer will run that water. Sometimes I hear people that have unplugged it in during the night or whatever, and just leave it plugged in. The timer takes care of it all, and then you won't have issues, because you will find that the plants will wilt if you don't have it plugged in all the time and running all the time. So this is a little picture of where you can actually plant your produce, and you will find that you will put it in the spots that feel good for you. But this is some idea of where you can put your produce so that the tomatoes aren't taking over top of your other plants and keeping the sun out and that type of thing. So they're saying putting the zucchini or anything that's viney, putting it near the bottom, because then it can go over the sides of the tower garden onto the ground. And in the center to put your lettuces and chard and greens, and on the top to put your herbs. So this is actually a picture of what you can grow on it. Now this is very small, but you can go into the Tower Garden website and actually see all the different things that you can actually plant on the Tower Garden, which is many. You can plant so many things on there, anything that's above the ground, not a bush or anything, but you can't plant potatoes or carrots, any root vegetable, you can't do any of that. But there's lots and lots of things that you can, and flowers are absolutely gorgeous on there. So these are a few pictures of some of the produce from my tower garden that I've had. It's so green and it's so fresh and it has such a amazing taste, and it also smells really good because it's just all vine ripened and it's really fresh. So here's some more zucchini and peppers. Peppers do very well on it, lettuces. So there's actually room to grow 20 plants, and you can get an extension that adds another 8 plants onto it. It uses 10% of the water and 10% of the land compared to traditional growing. And so that's why there's so many places that are having water issues. And so this is actually it recycles the water, recycles the nutrients, and it's using way less. It's putting a really good footprint on our earth for sure. And there are nutrients that come with it that you need to add. And be sure to use half strength when you start with your plants, and then you'll be able to move it up to the regular strength. And it does say that in the instruction booklet. And you will need to check your pH. There's instructions on checking that. You will notice if your pH is out, your plant leaves will be light green and dark green. And if that's happening, you'll know that your pH is a little bit off, and that would be good to check that. So the base is filled with 20 gallons of water, and the tonic is an earth and sea-based tonic. So it's very healthy for us. Now, the timers. Sometimes the timers are a challenge, and we thought, well, we would maybe share a little bit about the timers. If you're growing your tower garden inside, there are the light timers as well. And the company, they've perfected the timer system for the lights over the last year or so. And so there are a couple of timers. So I'm going to show you both of them. And this is a picture of the newest timer. And a close-up shows where to set your pins. The timer should be set so the lights are on 14 to 16 hours a day, and that's during the daytime hours, and then off at night, just like we would go into dark at night. So they're off for about 8 hours at night. And you'll notice that the pins are pushed down for this particular timer. And this is really important. For the timer to work, for your lights to be working on the timer part, you need to make sure that you have the lights plugged in to the green side of the power bar. And then, of course, the power bar needs to be plugged into the wall. And if you have an older style timer, just please take note that the pins need to be pushed out for the length of time you want the lights to come on. And again, this timer needs to be plugged in directly into the wall. And there are lots of resources and online support that you can go in and check things out. So they've actually done a study on plants that have been grown in the tower garden. The plants grew 30% more produce than a plant in the soil, the same, and their nutritional value was just as good, and it, I think, grew about 3 times faster. So they do grow very, very fast. These particular ones were grown in BC, in the BC sunshine, and so you really don't have to worry about them getting too much sunshine because there's lots and lots of sunshine out there for them, and they do very, very well, and the produce is huge out there. And you know, you'll find tower gardens are popping up everywhere. They're in many commercial businesses as well. The Chicago airport, they have an area that's set up just for tower gardens, and they use the produce off of those tower gardens for the restaurants. How cool is that? I've actually been there and seen them a couple of times, and I'm in awe of how much produce that they can actually get off of that. And there's a rooftop garden actually in New York as well, and they use all the produce from that to feed their restaurant. Like, it's pretty cool where he just goes up onto the roof and gets the produce that he needs for all his meals, which is really cool. And this tower garden is actually a local tower garden, and this person uses it to build their edible bouquets summer and winter, which is really cool. Grant McEwen, that university has actually put tower gardens in there in some of the unusable areas so that they can use them for their culinary program. So tower gardens are popping up everywhere. And we're starting to see them in schools. I'm so excited about that. Great programs being set up. Resources to help the schools, how to add the information into the curriculum. They're all available on Tower Talk. And you know, it's so awesome to get kids involved. They love planting. They love watching plants grow, and actually they'll end up eating what they grow. And that's really what we want from them. So they just kind of take ownership, and it's pretty awesome. So in this particular school, each student planted a lettuce, and they watched it, and they measured it, and they watched its progress. And at the end of the month, they took home lettuce for their families, for their meal. So that was pretty cool. And in this one, this school, they actually had a tower garden in the home ec room, and they use that produce for their cooking projects, and they decorating the trays and that type of thing, plates, and they actually fed the staff lunch one day, and all the different age groups and all the different student grades would come in and learn about the tower garden. So that was really a learning process for everyone, and it was really a great program. So Stephen Ritz, this man is truly amazing. He has the energy of craziness, but he is such a passionate man and such a passionate teacher. He's from the Bronx, and he has made an exceptional difference in students by introducing the tower garden and growing their own food and working with all the plants. So he has done an amazing job. And you actually, if you Googled him, you'd see a lot of amazing things about that man. And the Juice Plus Company is working with Boys and Girls Club all across North America, getting them into their programs. And if you are a representative and you're affiliated with the Boys and Girls Club, you may contact Juice Plus to apply for one of them to be sent to your Boys and Girls Club. And there's instructions on how to do that on your virtual office. And that's a great program. Oh my gosh, I think it's an amazing program. And they're starting to pop up quite a bit in Alberta. I think there's quite a few starting to be around. So that's pretty awesome. So here are a couple of photos of more produce that's been grown locally. And in fact, the cauliflower was mine. I grew cauliflower a couple of years ago, and it got to be a really good head size. So it was pretty cool. It took big leaves on it, of course, but it was pretty awesome. And the Swiss chard's amazing, grows amazing on there, as well as strawberries. And lots of tomatoes on this particular garden. There's lots of zucchini and tomatoes and peppers, lots of blooms for the peppers coming. So there'll be lots of produce on those two as well. And this one, actually, this is a picture of my lunch and my supper today, actually. I picked the produce right off the tower garden here, and everything was vine ripened. There was no pesticides, non-GMO, and I could pick it right from my back door. So both of these meals were fresh and raw and delicious, right down to the spiral zucchini pasta. That was pretty cool. So those meals are totally raw. And you might notice the tomato plant, actually. That would be something that I would maybe mention, is that the bush tomato, it's a bush tomato plant, and you don't have to pinch it off and you don't have to prune so much. So I really like planting that on my tower gardens as well. So this company, you know what, has made the tower gardens affordable for everyone. They've divided a unit over 12 months. It's just like putting an appliance in your house. And the basic unit, including the GST, is about $77 per month for a year. We spend more than that. Well, I don't even think that would probably cover supper for us for one night. The tower garden with the cage, the dolly, and the lights is about $103 per month for a year. And then the tower garden with the cage, the dolly, lights, and the extension that would allow you to have 28 plants is about $112 per month for a year. So they're very, very affordable, and they're a lot of fun. You get a lot of produce off them, and bringing them into your family is exciting. Everyone's watching them grow, and I hope this information has been great for you. I hope it's been helpful, and if you have a tower garden, I hope you enjoy it even more. And if you don't have a tower garden, maybe it's something that you'd like to look at to add into your family. So thank you very much for tuning in. Bye for now.